It was a thumbs up from the local bourse as Governor Glenn Stevens delivered the good news it was counting on. I spoke to Marcus Padley from Paterson Securities a little earlier. Well, Marcus Padley, that very chunky interest rate cut must have been unambiguously good for the share market.
Yes, it was. If the RBA was going to have any impact, it had to surprise. 25 basis points really wouldn't have done anything for the markets, probably would have dropped them a little bit. But when you look through the reasoning, really not a lot has changed to warrant them pressing a panic button, which is effectively what a 50 basis point rate cut is. They're obviously under a lot of pressure from the government, from various sectors of the economy. And
yeah, look, Marcus, that was really surprising, I thought. There seemed to be very, very little justification for such a huge cut. But you're saying it's political?
No, I would say that they have realised that there are a couple of sectors of the economy, basically housing and retail, that are burning to the ground whilst our one-cylinder economy kicks on in resources, and they've basically been too slow doing anything about it. So this is catch-up, really.
I see. So going back to those stocks, what were income stocks the pick of the bunch?
Yep, absolutely. Telstra, it started when the CPI number came out, which was much weaker than expected, and everybody started anticipating rate cuts. Telstra shot up, the banks started to go up, and the market has gone through this 4,400 level on the All Ords that it's failed at 6 or 7 times. It's now 4,500, basically. Just
turning to resources, Woodside Petroleum shares cooking with gas, as it were. That sell-off of a stake in the Browse Basin, pretty significant, you'd think.
Yeah, they had to delay a final investment decision on the Browse project. It's a $30 billion project. They delayed the decision from middle of this year to the first half of next year, which was a disappointment. And this is a bit of progress. They've sold a 15% stake in the project. They retained 31%. They've sold it to the Japanese, who are also going to buy some of the gas if it gets going. They've still got to make a final decision. There's a long way to go. And it also means, as operator, Woodside has less financial burden on its own, sharing out the cost of the project, which is been good for the share price today.
And finally, any fallout among media stocks to that final report on convergence, media convergence?
A little bit of fall up, actually. They're basically relaxing cross-media ownership rules. 2 stocks that have always been rumoured as potential targets, 10 and Fairfax, were up 3.6 and 2.5% today. Fairfax up 3.6.
Marcus Padley, thank you very much for all that information.
My pleasure, Tiggy.